Hi there, everybody. Hugh here, back with you again. So I'm going to continue on with where I left off from the previous video. Once again, this stuff is the pre going to prison, the kind of stuff that got me into it. I was hesitant to read some of this to you, and in this, I use my real name and the real name of people close to me, and so that's kind of why, But I wrote this stuff, and I hope you enjoy it and it's informative. This stuff happened 20 years ago. I hope everybody's okay with it. Uh, I feel like it's a worthwhile thing to share with folks about a world that existed, and a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people think this modern world where cryptocurrency scams are some new thing. They're not. They're just not. I mean, from the beginning of the internet, there were digital currencies that were untraceable, less traceable than crypto. The thing about crypto is you can see the stuff. It's on the ledger. That's the whole point of it. In fact, it's a lot better than any of this stuff that I foolishly got myself wrapped up into when I was in my late 20s and all. So I'm going to continue reading here. About some dangerous stuff I got involved with. So here we go. And this will make a lot more sense if you see the prior video that I just put out. So here we go. The scammer who went by the name Marco Polo ran a program called LODE, LODE, that stood for Living on Dependable Energy. He used to frequent the Smile Effect, an online forum to discuss and promote online high yield investment program opportunities, high YIP opportunities. I'm probably going to just keep saying high YIP. With cheery chat and the occasional haiku poem. He offered his investors a 1 to 5% return per day at a minimum of $100 per share or unit, as he called it. The business involved electric generators that harnessed power from soil deep in the earth, similar to technology Nikola Tesla developed at the turn of the 20th century. According to his website, www.loadthefuture.org, it would soon be a global standard. The site's logo featured a full-color photograph of Earth sprouting a giant arm clutching a lit light bulb. The variable rate of return was based on the needs of emerging economies in India and Brazil and posted daily. Hundreds of investors were in profit after a couple of months, then thousands more joined in the frenzy. They recruited friends and family members. Some mortgaged their houses for more liquidity and sunk it all into the program. Retirees cashed out their 401ks and dug up the coffee cans full of cash in their backyards. Even government officials in Malaysia and Singapore dumped percentages of state worker pensions into the fund. No one bothered to check on any of these outrageous claims until it was too late. They were too busy counting their profits to see how much more they could send to Marco Polo. At its height, Load had over 15,000 members, some at the maximum investment level of $9,000. There was no way to tell if they had more, since they might have multiple accounts under different names. There was nearly $50 million in the program, and while some had cashed out their initial seed money, most just rolled over week after week, compounding their profits. That was the theory, anyhow. There were also hundreds of other high yips that operated solely by piggybacking off of the load program. They might say they were Forex traders, but sunk their own investment. They might say they were Forex and traders, but sunk their own investors' money into Marco Polo's operation and paying out a lesser rate and profiting off of the difference. They all disappeared around the same morning that Lode and Marco Polo went down. At first there was confusion, followed by fear, and finally panic. There was concern for Marco Polo's safety, and someone speculated that the site had been hacked. Another posted the possibility that criminals could be holding the website for ransom. A few days later, Marco Polo showed up and said, "The site has been hacked by terrorists who are trying to blackmail us for 10 million American dollars. Don't panic or alert the authorities. They will freeze your money and take your profits." Then a haiku referenced The Lord of the Rings. Money is the ring. There are too many Gollums, not enough Frodos. Word spread fast, and a few days later there was a final garbled post from Marco. "My life in danger. Stay tuned. No panic." There was no access to the site, just a message that said, "Service has been disrupted. Sorry for the inconvenience." Lode's e-currency account was frozen, with nothing going in or coming out. Police from a few different nations got involved and announced that all of the accounts for the program known as Lode have been emptied. They were tracking down bank wires that went to Panama and Venezuela. The Smile Effect posted a new set of rules, known as New Rules. These rules related to investments amounts and sought to identify the types of trustworthy programs their members should invest in. Verify the owner's identity before making any significant investment. Get proof of investment history. And certain rules seemed a bit racist. Don't invest with anyone from Pakistan or Nigeria. Others were cliches, but still common sense. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Of course, the classic, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Investors were shocked that their world had turned upside down. Lode was the stable standard and seemed too big to fail. They fumed in furious posts on the Smile Effect, and the debate raged for weeks. Some diehards kept the conversation going for months. It was supporters against skeptics. "Marco wouldn't do this to us. He's just in trouble right now. He'll be back. You'll see." "No, you idiot. Marco is a scammer. Always has been. You're a sucker. Get over it and move on." They insulted each other's families and even their countries. "Your money is gone. Hope you learn lesson, bastard son of the whore. Eat a cat turd, you third world shit for brains. Go worship a turd, fucktard." Some had lost their life savings, and they just wanted to lash out somewhere. Others were just pests, trolling the forum and picking fights. For some sickos, it felt good to tease the fanatics and twist the knife buried in their broken hearts. Greed and gambling bring out the ugliest parts of people. I read the entire Marco Polo saga from its blissful beginning to its pitiful conclusion. Usually it was in the wee hours of the night, long after Rachel had gone to bed. I was captivated by the drama of the digital dumpster fire, and I couldn't tear myself away. Some of the posts were chilling, and some were almost amusing. More like, "Load of crap, LOL. Load lost our damn e-gold, ROFL." I soaked it all up and gave myself a crash course education. I was bummed that I wouldn't get the $100 back I'd put in just a couple of weeks before, but might have gained something more valuable. Online high yips were not about investment, profits, and returns, but about egos. So many folks would receive a payment of pure profit long after their investment was paid back in full, and they did not hesitate to send it right back in for another round. They weren't paying electric bills or saving for the kids' college fund. They needed to be a part of something and have a community. The money was just an excuse to belong. I wanted to belong, but also supplement my Woodbox Gang income without having to get a part-time job in town when we were not on the road. There seemed to be an opportunity to wedge myself inside some small corner of the black hole that Marco Polo left behind. I saw a roadmap laid out in endless forum threads for months that showed a path of success and crucial mistakes to avoid. I just needed to know what hurdles to jump and to keep it all a secret from Rachel. I didn't trust her to understand how any of that world worked, and I didn't really want to have to answer many questions. Rachel had a knack for common sense, and I wasn't looking for that life skill to get in the way of things. I justified that it was for her own protection that I keep my online activities a secret. She would wake up in the middle of the night and find me not in the bed beside her. She could see the bar of light under the door of the spare bedroom where my computer lived. Hugh, what are you doing? It's 4 in the morning. Come to bed. Okay, hold on. I'll be in there just a second. What are you doing in there? Are you playing video games? Then she gasped. Are you watching porn? I paused. Okay, I'm coming to bed now. It seemed thoughtful and compassionate to let Rachel believe that she caught me watching online porn instead of what I was really doing. Oh, gross. Whatever. Just sleep on the couch or stay up. I don't care. I'm going back to sleep. It wasn't that she was a prude, but I'm sure it hurt her feelings that I didn't act concerned about our financial situation or the upkeep of the house, or even being a thoughtful partner. I kept her in the dark to protect her on my journey to our success and financial stability. These are the things monsters tell themselves. I didn't have the guts to jump in head first. If anyone knew the true identity of Marco Polo, he would certainly get arrested or worse, depending on which mob found him first. I might just dip a toe in to start, with a twist on my real identity. My middle name is Benjamin, and folks often misspell my first name. My introduction was brief and to the point. My name is Benjamin Hughes, and I have something to offer.